Well, this is about as rustic as it gets. There's the dish room.
This is the kitchen.
This is the kitchen.
My selection was freshly caught only moments ago, and the chef already has it cooking. This is as gritty as it gets. Fresh armadillo, tail and all, and some feral pig to follow it up.
The husband is going to like this, and this is...
I just love the idea of the husband running out and shooting a wild pig and throwing it in the pot an hour later.
Like
and look at this. Mangoes.
Mangoes.
Growing in the backyard. Limes are growing on the trees.
Like for juice.
They really don't have to buy anything here. It's just all growing around them.
This really is just a typical mom and pop operation where the whole family works the kitchen and even helps raise the livestock. Mom makes some fries while Pop preps the armadillo, a task that requires a big knife and a hatchet, as well as one heck of a hammer swing. It's important that armadillo meat is thoroughly cooked. Not a good meat to eat rare since the animal carries a lot of bacteria. The boiled armadillo and wild boar are tossed into a very hot wok with oil for one last sizzle, topped with home-fried potatoes, and voila. Lunch, Bolivian style.
Yeah, do you want to...
Yeah,
that way you can hack away yourself.
Look, this is the best part.
Oh, beautiful.
Alex prefers the white meat of the armadillo, so I'll try the dark.
Wow. That is some great armadillo.
Yeah.
It's got a deep, sort of mild, gamey flavor. But it also has a little bit of that rodent reptile thing going on in there. The meat's just a little fatty, just a little greasy. It's got that odd, just slightly tart flavor. It's almost a little acidic on the back of your mouth.
And this
is good.
No condiment, only salt inside.
Oh yeah.
Only salt.
You know,
it's very natural.
That's what we like about food in the jungle.
And now for the wild boar.
Yeah.
This is from the belly, right here. Wow. When you taste the flavor of wild boar from the jungles in and around this part of the world, you just can't even imagine eating this stuff in the supermarket. It's what kills me when I go home.
Okay, one small packet for home.
Yes.
The food is as fresh as it gets, and the atmosphere, well, it doesn't get any more real than this. The world's highest navigable lake is almost 13,000 feet above sea level. It's Lake Titicaca, an hour and a half outside of La Paz near the Peruvian border. Legend tells of the children of the sun rising from its waters to give birth to the Inca nation. Present-day locals carry on much like their forefathers, without much influence from the outside world. Today I've come to the shores of Lake Titicaca, to the town of Moco Moco, to take part in an aptapi, which is a traditional feast of the Altiplana. Trout, kingfish, karachi from these waters, motes and quinoa from these fields, chuños, potatoes from the mountain. It should be an interesting meal. Maybe a little llama. Oh, and today, they tell me, is St. Andrew's Day, believe it or not. As is common in this area, there's a sudden downpour, but my host, the leader of the Moco Moco community, isn't daunted.
Pedro Flores.
Nice to meet you, Pedro Flores. Andrew Zimmern.
Mucho gusto.
Oh, mucho gusto. Very nice to meet you.
Raining very hard.
Raining? We call this hail where I'm from. I think that means everybody get inside. It's hailing. At least this way I can stay close to the food. Patricia Margan is my guide for this Andean picnic. This is the quinoa? The Bolivians were the first to discover and develop this superfood. The Incas called it the mother grain because of its high protein content. Eating it allowed them to survive in the high, cold altitude. Actually, quinoa isn't a grain, but a grass. You prepare it like you would a grain. It grows only above 6,500 feet. This is different. Quinoa dumplings. Wow. It almost has a cultured, slightly sour taste to it. It's absolutely fantastic. It's like better than any
corn dumplings I've ever had. Very earthy, very intense. Tastes very much of the grain that it's made from. Ooh. Sneak one more.
Lake Titicaca trout is a real delicacy in this part of the world. Fortunate for me, Andeans like their fish with the heads on and eyeballs intact.
Ooh. You know, on a cold, wet day, fried fish by the side of the lake is about as good as it gets. And of course, little fish heads, my favorite. Oh.
Within minutes, the hail dissolves into light rain. I guess the storm gods are taking pity on us, or the community's medicine man is the real deal.
This is a very sacred ceremony. They've taken some llama wool, some different stones and rocks and color pieces of wool, and they're laying it all out on a bed of coca leaf, dried coca leaf. There's a dried baby llama fetus that's used for good luck all over Bolivia. This is a blessing for the day, for the meal, and for all the people who partake in it. Rain stopped. The sun came out. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Once the llama fetus is honored up to Mother Earth, solitude breaks way into song. Most Andean people believe in Catholicism as well as their Incan traditions. The Moco Moco people honor their entire history and the bounty that surrounds them. The feast has only just begun. Chuños, corn, beans, fresh homemade cheese, 3 types of fish.
You ever see corn like this? Oh, big giant kernels that come off the cob. I love this. It's like a buffet. You just help yourself to whatever you like. Here's the amazing thing. Everything that we're eating today is from within 100 yards of where we are.
Breaking bread, it's the universal equalizer.
If you ever make it to Minnesota, I got a great place for you to stay. You stay at my house, we hang out, we do a little of this, we picnic. Sí. Sí. Oh. Thank you.
Experiencing food and sharing culture does more to bring us together than any other shared activity. Bolivia is happening right now. With its unsurpassed natural beauty and its depth of natural resources, there are opportunities for adventure and cultural exploration at every turn. And as for the food, well, you know what I always say, if it looks good, eat it.